Hello again. Today we are going to see one of the simplest on-road repairs, which is puncture repair or inner tube replacement. What am I doing? This is a rim brake bike. As you can see, I think the rear wheel removal is what some people find quite difficult to do. So first thing to do is disconnect the cable. Just grab the wheel like this, pull in the caliper, and with this finger disconnect it. Go into your smallest cog at the rear. Doesn't matter where you are at the front. And now it's ready to come off. This one is for a quick release. You don't know that. Open the quick release, and the wheel should just come off. You can move, manipulate the derailleur, move it out of the way. Can you smell fish? There is some air coming from a tire. Smell of fish. Do not lose your dust cover. This is essential stuff you have to carry with you on the road, which is spare inner tube. Obviously don't take it on the box. You can put it in your back pocket, you can put it in your rucksack, you can put it on a saddlebag. Tire levers. In the old days used to be a pair of spoons. Puncture repair kit. Find the valve. That's the valve. The valve goes at the bottom. Stick one in. Stick it like this. All tire levers will have some kind of hooky thing. Put in a spoke. Grab the other one. Stick it in. Scoop it out. It's like a spoon. You see the shape? Stick it in, and now it's as easy as this to remove one side of the tire. Once you remove one side of the tire, take the tube off. I have a tip of the day. Tip of the day: do not remove the tube. The reason why you don't remove this is so you can actually find out where the puncture is. I inflate the tube, and then the tube will have a puncture somewhere. I'm gonna see it. And because I left it in the tire, I know exactly the puncture is here, something is in this area. Very first thing to do is stick your hands, be very careful because it might be glass, it might be a thorn. Very careful, touch, go around, and you're going to find something. Hopefully you do. If it's not, you're always wondering, ooh, is there something there? And then, oh, I find something. It's a wee thorn. So somehow peel it off. Find a stone, pull it from inside, it will come off. Remove the alien object. So what do? Inflate, 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 inflate. Can you hear that? So try to find it. Sometimes you might be outdoors, it might be really windy, and you can't find it. So I do something which is, it's a bit disgusting, but I wet my lips, like that, and I can feel the air on my lips. It's much easier. And I go like, oops, there is a puncture. So, two things to do. Repair the puncture outdoors. If you already got two punctures in the same day, which is Sod's law, it might happen, and usually does. So you need to repair the puncture. If not, I go to my back pocket and get a brand new inner tube. Undo the bit, and because it's a clean, brand new inner tube, I can just blow on it. And give it a tiny bit of shape, and then close the valve again, so there is some air, so the inner tube doesn't get trapped, strangled. Stick it in the valve hole, feed it inside the tire. You don't remove the full tire and put the inner tube in the wheel. You feed the inner tube inside the tire. Pull the valve, make sure it's straight, and then start from opposite sides, pulling it in. So you're just putting one side of the tire in. Turn it around, pull it in, pull it in. The last bit of the tire could be easy or could be an absolute nightmare. You're gonna end up peeling your thumbs, look. Peeling your thumbs off, trying to push a bit like, and this is the hardest bit, and people get really frustrated and try to put this bit in, and it's not going in, and it's not going in, it's not going in. So eventually what you do, you remember you have a tire lever, you stick it here, and pop it in. It sounds like a good idea, but what happened there? You nip the inner tube, and you actually create a new puncture. So that's last resource. But I give you the tip of the day. You should say this, please. I give you the tip of the day. Put it at the bottom, the bit doesn't want to go on. Pull the rim, pull the tire right in the center of the rim. So try to basically send the tire to the center of the rim. In this way, you are making the rim smaller. And push down like this. Push down, and eventually it's gonna be hopefully as easy as pop. That's it. Once you've done this, give it a good pat. I like to do this to tires. I have a friend that likes to do this to chicken before cooking it. Weird thing. And grab your pump, give it a bit of air, and look around the tire. Is everything sitting in the right place? Look at that. That's not sitting well. So manipulate it. Give it a good. Yeah, that's looking like in the right place. Make sure it's not a bit of the tire that is bulging out like this, because that means the inner tube is twisted inside and it's gonna explode. So just inflate it to the right pressure. It should be hard enough. If you don't know what the right pressure is, read the tire. 45 to 7 psi. Put it back in, and this is the moment. Pull your derailleur cage down, so you're creating the gap where you want it to be. Remember, you put it in your smaller coke, so that's where you want the chain to go. Roughly on the smaller coke. Pull up, and look at this. Just like so. Make sure it's center. Never turn your lever like, hey, like some people turn this bit. Don't do that. Turn the nut in the side, and I keep on moving the lever until and do this nut or tighten until I feel pressure half the way to the lever. Because the lever now is closed. So very last thing to do, reconnect the brake. Oh, I can see. Just like so. Try it. Is it working as good as before? It is. If it's rubbing, the wheel is not straight, open up, straighten it, and it's ready to go. Okay. Once we are back home, we want to fix the inner tube, so fix a puncture. I grab a pen and I draw a really nice circle around the puncture. You can do a smiley face if you want and use the puncture as a nose. Then let's just make a sandpaper to roughen up the area. That's why I done the sun. The sun will disappear and the rays are pointing at the puncture, so I know exactly where the puncture is. So now it's time to use the glue. The glue doesn't last long. If you didn't use it for a long time, you need to recycle it and get a new one. So I put some glue in there, not too much glue. It's pretty much the size of the patch I decided to use. So now you just go for a cup of tea. So you're back from the lovely cup of tea. Why do we do that? If you read the instructions that come in the Puncture repair kit, it tells you to wait a minute. Wait longer than that. Of course, if you're out in the rain, you need to do it as quick as possible. We waited until the glue is not looking shiny anymore. It looks nearly dry. And this is the time to stick your patch. What you do with the patch? Peel off the metal foil at the back. Do not touch with your dirty fingers. Look at those nails. This bit, because it's got a bit of kind of rubbery glue. Stick it in. Grab something flat and get rid of any air bubbles that might be trapped in there. Some of the repair kits tell you to peel off the plastic thing. When you peel this off, there's a big chance that you will pull the patch away. Do not peel it off. Choke! 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 It comes in the thingies, and you wonder why choke? Because it might be some glue that spilled if you were quite clumsy, some spill of glue there, and you don't want the glue to touch the tire and to pull the patch, which the patch is not totally dry. It will take like 24 hours to. It's a chemical action called vulcanizing. That's why these things are called vulcanizing patches. Is to do this. Grate a bit of chalk. I think the nail works better than that. Just a tiny bit of chalk. This will keep the glue away. And this time we can finish for real. Put some air and back on.